What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, guys? It's Fantasy Bench Warmers once again, and welcome to our quickie, weekend quickie Friday. It's a Friday night with me, JJT, and Komish. Komish, exciting games today. Not too many, but the last game was pretty entertaining. It was Ja Morant versus Steph Curry. And what are your thoughts? Ja Morant playing another great game. 30 points, I think. He had 4 steals. He shot, I think, 6 out of 6 from the free throw. One of his, I'd say, weaknesses in terms of fantasy output. But today,
and I think he shot 50% from the field again today.
Mm-hmm.
And he's number 6 overall this season. So yes, I will say I did not see him I didn't see him being this good this year. After last year, he was not even in top 150. But when you watch them play, Ja is really in a different level right now. They're giving him the ball. The offense. I think the important thing with Memphis is they let go of Jonas Valanciunas. So the back to the basket game of Jonas is gone. Steven Adams is playing strictly in the free throw line, giving Ja picks, or they pass him the ball in the free throw line a la Draymond, and then he tries to look for Ja and everything. So the play, the offense is centered on Ja. So
it's like I think what Memphis did is that they got rid of one. They had one less mouth to feed. Because Jonas is pretty much known for his offensive skills.
Yes. 1 step backwards, 2 steps forward in a sense. Because they also traded away Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to play Desmond Bane. So I want to talk about these 2 guys. Ja Morant, I should admit I was wrong. I had him as a bust because people were picking him at the 40s, some at the 30s. But it doesn't look like a bust. It really looks like he's going to be a top 50 guy, at the very least top 50 this year.
You think so? Because lots of analysts don't buy the idea that Ja Morant has improved this much.
Yeah.
Or will be top 50 this year.
I believe that he did not improve this much. I said it. If his percentage is 50%, 60% from 2 points, that's impossible. It's going to go down to 45, 46. But that's still top 50 for me. If he's averaging he's number 1 in scoring this year, 30.6 a game. If let's say that goes down to around 26, 27, which is reasonable, right? I guess even if it's inefficient, 26 points a game is I think doable.
Yeah.
And the assist is there, the 3-pointers are there. The steals may go down until 1, 1.2, 1.3. That's top 50. So I think top 50 is doable for Ja. Not this top 10 Ja Morant. Of course, this is not sustainable. But even if he drops back a little bit, still top 50.
Yeah. And I guess top 50 is fair value. I mean, most of the people drafted him in that range, 40. A little below, 40 or maybe at the 40-ish range. So that's good return already. If he continues to play like this, that's good early returns for you. I mean, that's I'm pretty sure you're quite happy with how he's playing.
Well, I've seen Ja Morant being traded for first rounders, so that's something I can agree with.
Another factor about it. Let's talk about little bit about trade values, right? Because people may not understand that there are players that are easily tradable. Players like maybe Ja Morant, players like maybe Zion, like these guys, even if they're not playing very well, or Michael Porter Jr., they're
value.
Yeah, the name value, the excitement. Luka, for example, even if he's gonna struggle, it's gonna be an easy sell. Who else in the first round? I mean, players like Paul George, for example, it's not an easy sell if he's struggling. It's not not many would want him if he's struggling, or many people would probably try to sell him already if he's gonna struggle, right? I mean, there are these types of players.
Yes. Trades are, there are factors in trades that are not just numbers and ranks,
Yep.
as you said. The Ja Morant, that's why he was picked in the 40s, even if he was terrible last year, because a lot of people like Ja. A lot of people collect NBA cards, as you said, and a lot of people collect Ja because you have to remember the time that the NBA cards returned to prominence was the time that Ja and Zion were rookies.
Yep.
So a lot of the new collectors were Ja Morant collectors because, of course, they were rookies that year, so they wanted to collect rookie cards. So there are a lot of Ja Morant fans. So yeah, he's easy to trade, even if he's gonna
To
start.
trade, and
Yes,
easy to trade for maybe a first or a second rounder at that,
and
right?
and that's something I did not take into consideration when drafting, because yeah, you can draft a player you think is a sleeper, but when you want to get rid of the player or try to sell high or whatever, you're kind of stuck because nobody
Yep.
wants the player. So you cannot take advantage.
Are you talking about Harrison Barnes?
I don't have. I have one Harrison Barnes, but I'm not interested in selling high on Harrison Barnes because I
But
think
that's like I said, that's the classic example of someone people who probably would not really want to get.
actually I'm thinking of guys like Jalen Brown,
Yeah,
guys like
another player.
guys
I mean, if
like,
you
let's
look
say,
into Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, most managers would probably want Tatum, not just because he's a first round potential player, but if they're playing well together and you ask me to choose between them, even if, let's say, Jalen Brown is playing really well and then Jason Tatum is struggling really bad, uh, managers would still want Tatum, not just for the upside, but he's more exciting.
more
He's,
marketable.
more
I think he's more
marketable. The
marketable.
game
Yes.
is, more fluid. Like if you watch his game, it's like, very smooth. The moves are
Yeah.
very smooth.
Yeah.
And very skillful. So there are those types of
In
players. I mean,
Tagalog, it's forma.
yeah,
It's
like
the
probably
outfit.
Aiton is not someone who would be easily tradable because he's a boring type of
for,
player.
for, for a center, but
Yeah,
because he's a center, he's still easier to trade than the
yeah. Then
normal boring
yeah,
player.
but for a center, he's not as easily tradable than maybe
Yes, yes.
a Clint Capella who can give you exciting numbers, or
Yeah.
right. I mean, Capella's good. Player managers would probably want him, but just because he gives out really exciting numbers, they want him more, right?
Yes.
Unlike Aiton, who is maybe up and down in terms of game, but solid all throughout, right? So there's that type of trading psychology, I guess. When you talk to, like, I was talking to Joao, and I think I forgot what I said, but I mentioned to him about there was one question about trading a player, for example, and I told him, you ask what's who's the favorite team of that manager, what's the favorite player, because that sometimes comes into play, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
can
For
easily
sure.
trade to him a player he wants, or a player from that team that he loves, right? So those are some psychology in trading. So yeah, we started off with Ja Morant, one of our feel good
Desmond
players.
Bane also.
Desmond Bane is another feel good player.
I
You
think
talked
he's
about Jordan Poole and Desmond Bane.
Yeah, Jordan Poole is one of our worry players, and I guess at the start of the season, Jordan Poole was out there. He was so hot in preseason, and then he was named the starter and everything. And of course, it's Golden State, so a lot more people were hyped with Jordan Poole. But the
And he's
the
an exciting player to watch. Like the moves are smooth, he's
but but
very
but
athletic.
but the guy hiding in plain sight was Desmond Bane. I have to give credit to Erik Ong. He was
Yeah.
the one who told us about Desmond Bane. And uh, to be honest, I really did not think of much about Desmond Bane. I like Desmond Bane. I thought of him just as a pure shooter, someone who can shoot, who's good, maybe kind of a Tim Hardaway Jr. But when the more I watch him, he defends well. He can create his own shot. He's a good rebounder and he's tough as hell. And
he's efficient
yes,
for
efficient.
someone who is a shooter.
So I think even with Dylan Brooks returning, it's really Melton who's gonna really go to the bench. Bane is there. I think as a starter for the rest of the season. And if you pick him, I picked him up in a lot of leagues, so that means he was a free agent. He wasn't drafted.
Yeah, in a lot of
That's a
leagues
good return.
He was undrafted. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good return. Jordan Poole. Will we talk about Poole now?
Yeah, let's talk about him. One of our worry players is Jordan
He.
Poole.
I
He
don't
didn't
think
end
he's
the
a.
game again.
Yeah, 23 minutes today. I
How
don't
many did
think
he score? I don't
he's
think he even scored
nine.
well. Right?
9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 turnovers, and I think the 6 turnovers was the reason why he didn't play the whole overtime and the whole half of the fourth quarter. He was subbed by Steve Kerr, and that was the thing that I was really worried about with Jordan Poole. When he was bringing down the ball, it's like a turnover waiting to happen. There's lots of times when he was gonna pass an entry pass to someone down low. He can't pass it. It's always being stolen by the defender. So that's a worry for me. That's really he should stay as a scorer, shooter, not as a backup point guard because he's
No,
really not good at that
and I was
role.
just about to say that maybe he is in the wrong system or he is not used correctly. We are not
Yes.
coaches, but just to compare it to Desmond Bane, I think Bane is being used really well in Memphis. And I think the whole starting five is used really well. And you could see that in the stats. Not everyone wants to really score, but given the opportunity, everyone can score. Even Melton. Melton did play well today in terms of scoring, but had 4 steals and 3 blocks.
3 blocks, yes.
Right? So they are being used very well compared to maybe Jordan Poole, who is somewhat being used as a replacement or a Steph Curry 2.0.
Yes, that is what Steve Kerr wants to happen, and I guess they're overrating the guy or over expecting too much from Jordan Poole, and that is what is killing him. Look, as for Memphis, that's one. The Anthony Melton is actually 3 out of 18 already the past 2 games.
Yep.
But because he's, as you said, being used properly, the steals, the blocks, even the assists
and he's
and
known
rebounds
for
are all
that.
there.
I mean, he's known for that. That's why lots of fantasy analysts love his game because he contributes across the board. Even if he doesn't score, he can rebound, he can pass the ball, he can defend.
So don't drop him.
Yeah, don't drop. No, I mean even even if he comes off the bench,
yes,
he is still a rosterable player just because of the type of contributions he can give you.
Just fast about Kyle Anderson. He played well today. I watched the whole game and he played well because he played the whole fourth quarter. He played the whole overtime period. They did not bring back Steven Adams because Golden State played Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Damian Lee, Curry, and then one more small guy. I forgot who the other one. Otto Porter, I think. But they played really small. So that is a little matchup thing. But we have to watch the next game if Kyle Anderson gets a little bit of his groove back. So if he does and he finds himself in a more steady role, he's rosterable in 14 team leagues.
Jordan Poole, is he still a hold in a standard 12 team league?
Yes. Standard 12 team league is 13 rosters. So that is 156, I think, players. Jordan Poole is 100 just outside top 100. So he's still rosterable for me. Let's see because he has good and bad games. He's up and down.
Yep.
So maybe trade him if he has a good game. That's my advice. Trade him after a good game or package him with another player.
Actually, I don't see him being a player that's going to be hard to trade. Again, another exciting player, very hype. I just feel that right now the value is not too good, but when he gets a good game in, I don't think it's gonna be that difficult to trade him.
A lot of my opponents in my leagues where I have Jordan Poole watch or read my articles and watch our quickies because when I tried to offer Jordan Poole a lot of times yesterday and
That's a
today.
challenge. That's a challenge now.
And they did tell me that you just said that he's overrated. So
The good thing is they're listening or they're reading. The bad thing is now we can't make a move.
yes, because I have him, and I don't know. Let me see what I can do. Maybe I'll talk to other managers who are not as active and try to do something. So I don't know.
Yeah, but again, if you're not listening to the show or not reading the articles, I think it's not going to be hard to trade him. Because he's an exciting player and he's very hype player. So people might think he's just slumping and his game would come around. But I don't feel his game would come around in a sense that I don't think he's going to be very consistent. And I think he's going to be one of those players who's going to be very annoying to own. Especially if you drafted him really early, like within the top 100, he's going to be really annoying to own.
And there is the Klay Thompson thing that we have to worry about.
Yep. So the timing as well of
the
timing.
Trade. Yes.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season, Jordan Poole will be dropped at some point.
Yes, I
think that will happen.
I can see that.
That will happen. All right. So who else are feel good players? Montrezl Harrell.
As I said,
no turnovers.
We talked about him yesterday, but we have to talk about him again.
Great line across the board. 25-13.
Yeah, similar to yesterday. Yesterday, it was 25-11.
25-11, yeah.
Today,
25. And he had 4 assists, like, I think today.
Yes.
And then a couple of steals and a block, or two steals or 2 in blocks. It's a full line. With Gafford, 0 turnovers.
Gafford is day-to-day, so that's good news for Gafford owners. It wasn't any structural damage. But what to do with Harrell? Timing. I want to, because if you trade him now, you do not get some of the value left with Harrell. Yep. I think he will still have value even if Gafford returns, and he still has those double numbers. Maybe 2 more weeks, and then try to gauge for offers, because I think Thomas Bryant is still around a month away, maybe a month away. So as of now, just enjoy Harrell's performance.
To be honest, I own Harrell in a few leagues, and I drafted him 130, 140 in some leagues. I mean, I wouldn't mind holding him. I mean, I think as a 6-man, he still has that 150 value right there.
If not for Thomas Bryant, I'm not even going to entertain any trade offers right now for Harrell, because I think he's just solid this year.
And here's my thing about Thomas Bryant. I just feel that he won't get there. I mean,
we can say he won't get there, but he will still get minutes, and that will still be a problem. Definitely, one of the 3 will not play. So one of the 3 will become the Alex Len in the Tristan Thompson, Alex Len.
Now I'm going to be afraid it might be Gafford, especially with this injury.
Well, it's not a major injury though. So by the time Thomas Bryant comes back, he should be healthy. So, and he was signed to a big contract. So I don't know.
We'll see.
It's really something to ponder. I don't know how it will happen. I really don't know what will happen.
And this is like the Washington version of the Toronto rotation, right? We don't know what happens if Pascal Siakam comes back.
Yes.
Although we know that most likely Pascal Siakam would get a lot of minutes, because he's the second or third best player in that roster, right? I mean, Montrezl Harrell is probably the 4th or the 5th best player.
I guess, yes. You can say that. Yeah, you can say that.
Offensively, I think. The good thing about Harrell, if he continues to get those defensive points, defensive stats, he's going to be really fun to own because he can score. I mean, he can score better than Gafford.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? And if he gets those steals and blocks, he's gonna be really fun to own.
Yes. If you're asking me what's my guess is Thomas Bryant. My guess is Thomas Bryant will be the one who will not play much. So, but let's
Yeah,
see.
that's what I feel as well. Coming from an ACL and as a
Yeah.
big man, they might slowly get him back. I mean, really slow. I mean, they won't really force it.
Yes.
Plus,
Correct.
this Washington team is quite exciting, fast.
They're winning.
They're winning, right? And
Yeah.
it seems like Harrell fits
Mm-hmm.
among the pieces that they.
And the fans loved him. A while ago, he had a bad fall. He went to the locker room. When he came back, everybody was cheering and standing up for him.
Yep. So
So he's
that's
ready. He's already getting
he's like
the
the Alex
fans.
Caruso with more stats.
Yeah.
Alex
Yes.
Caruso with a lot more stats. So
Yeah.
Montrezl Harrell is a feel good player, of course. John Collins. Well,
I
what can we
think
say about John Collins? Another efficient line.
actually he's averaging 43% from the free throw line this year, and he's ranked 40 something. So I think that ranking is a little misleading because I don't think he's gonna shoot 40%
Yeah.
from the free throw line. So when it goes back to the 75 to 80%, he can go back to the top 30,
Yep.
which is high for him because nobody expected him to be there. And plus he's only averaging 26 to 28 minutes a game, although today he had 38. So
And he's
there's
rebounding more.
yes, there's chance for him to really improve more. That's why I like him as a target in trades. Although he's playing well, so it's kind of hard to
Because
trade for
last year, it was Capella who was getting all those rebounds. So John Collins didn't rebound as well last year. But this
Yes,
year, I noticed that his rebounding has improved.
because they're playing him at center more.
Mm-hmm.
The past two games, because Gallo came back, what happened is one of our worry players, Capella, is losing minutes. He's only getting 23 to 24 minutes, and that's without Okongwu there yet. So it just become John Collins and then three wing players: Hunter, Reddish, even Gallo,
Yep.
and Bogdan. So that's what their rotation is, and that in that kind of a lineup, Collins gets a lot of rebounds because he's a center.
Yeah.
He's a big man, so that's good for him.
So do you think the trend would continue wherein Clint Capella would,
I think Clint Capella is a little buy low. Last year he also started slow with Atlanta, if you remember, and then he had a good stretch.
Yep.
And I think that will happen this year again. I think that will happen again.
Mhm.
I don't think he's healthy though, Capella. I don't
Ah.
think he's healthy. That's my
that
hunch.
can be another factor. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, it's still like we said, it's still early, second week.
A little buy low.
Not even done, right? The second week is not
Yes.
even done. So we'll see what happens there with Clint Capella. All right. Those are feel good players. We have Steph as feel good player, but we all know Steph, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing to talk about Steph. Draymond had the classic Draymond line. Not much points, a little bit of everything, plus the defensive stats, of course.
12, 7, 3, 5. That's his stat line. And the most important thing, no free throws.
Yeah.
That's a win. That's a win.
Yeah. So classic Draymond line there, and he should be solid all throughout the season. Worry players. So we talked about Poole, we talked about Capella. Let's talk about Isaiah Stewart.
Oh yeah, Isaiah Stewart. That's something a good person to talk about.
Let's talk about Isaiah Stewart. I've been getting a lot of offers.
Oh, you are? Okay.
To get my Isaiah Stewart. So
you have Isaiah Stewart.
Yep.
So how was it?
Well, the offers are
bad.
Well, not really bad if you look into how they're performing now. Of course, given that Isaiah Stewart is not performing at all, it was kind of fair in the sense that those players being offered can contribute now.
Like, right? Example, can you
give an
example?
Grayson Allen plus one, another player. I mean, these are players that are really
That's buy. That's
that's really buying
that's
low
buying
on
low. Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart. But of course, given that we know it's buying low, so we probably would reject it, right? We'll just wait and
Uh
see.
yes. If you're not worried about his role, I guess you wait and see. And I don't see Kelly Olynyk starting in front of ahead of him. I don't see
Mhm.
that happening. Detroit is terrible. We have seen that. Cade doesn't play, but even if Cade plays, they're gonna be out of contention pretty much soon. So yes, it's annoying that he only got, I don't know how many minutes today, 16,
Yeah,
17.
yeah,
And then the so far he has not had a big game, no steals, no blocks, not
yeah. I think
much.
he had one good game, probably
Yes.
just one. Then there's really not much there after that.
But as I said, you have to look at the role. Is there a path for him to get back those minutes? And I think there is, because there's really nobody else they would rather play than him, because they're developing the young players.
Yep.
So yes, he's starting slow, but it's a buy low moment. I do think he was drafted too high. That
At
that I that I agree.
50s, yeah, I think he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
drafted too high.
that's drafted too high. So there,
Um, I'm not sure what level should he have been drafted. Uh,
80s, I think.
all right.
I mean, after Potel, maybe same level as Horford and Wendell Carter Jr.
Yeah.
I think at those range. He was
Because
being drafted.
he was being pegged as somewhat of a Robert Williams.
Yes. He was in that tier. Robert Williams,
Yeah.
Jonas Valanciunas, and after them, it was
And I
him, and
think
then
that was
right
the like him and Robert Williams were the last centers there in that year.
before
Usually being
Potel.
drafted, yep,
Before
before Potel.
Potel.
So I think they were the last two centers wherein you have to pick one. And
Yeah.
sometimes, Isaiah Stewart goes first. Sometimes Robert Williams goes first.
He should have been in the next tier, to the Potel, Horford, Wendell Carter Jr., maybe even Bamba tier. But Bamba is way better than him now.
Yeah.
So there.
So yeah, buy low moment for Isaiah Stewart. And if you are holding Isaiah Stewart, well, if you can hold on to him,
Patience.
yeah, a little more patience there. But he is starting. I mean, that's one plus there. He's always starting. It's
And
just the
Cade is coming
minutes.
back. So maybe Cade coming back
Yeah,
will help him.
yeah. Just see first what happens there. Again, I know Olinik has been playing well, and
Yeah. But well, it's Olinik. It's
yeah,
you know what you can get. Nothing much, nothing exciting.
nothing
And he can play.
exciting, but he can contribute a few things here
Yeah.
and there,
Yeah.
right? Even off the bench. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Isaiah Stewart, Jason Tate. He's had a few good games, not so bad games.
I think only one this year.
I think one or two.
Only one, I think. He has been really bad this year. And
Well, the
even
good
in the
thing is he's
preseason.
starting now.
Yes, in the preseason he was coming off the bench. So now he's starting. And Daniel House is gone. So it's up to Eric Gordon, to be his to be getting his minutes. But he's not a drop, but he's not a must own, must hold. Very low end player, right? If
Yeah.
you have somebody else that you can pick up, or you want to stream
It's
his roster
probably
spot.
there was a question I haven't replied yet, but there was a question about Jason Tate and Suggs.
Yeah, I
Jalen.
replied to that.
All right. So what's your take there?
I'll go Suggs. I'll go Suggs because both of them have been terrible, and Suggs has the upside. Suggs has the potential, and I think Suggs will be better for sure. Tate, I'm not sure if this will be the best.
And
Or, I mean,
other than the field goal, Suggs has contributed more. Other
yeah,
than the field goal, I think the rest is bad, but it's not really as bad as Tate's line, I guess.
and the best that Tate is like Dorian Finney-Smith, or those kind of low end players like Batum, maybe.
Yep.
So you can easily get those players.
Yep.
So you go with somebody that's really harder to find, like
Yep.
Suggs. If he improves, it's gonna be harder to get a player like that.
And even if he doesn't improve, again, he's easier to trade.
True.
Right?
That's true.
I know it goes back to the point I was talking about. Even if they're playing not as good today, I mean, Suggs would probably be easier to trade later
I
on.
don't even know how you trade Tate.
No,
Even if he plays well.
even if you add him in a package, I mean,
Yes. People will
probably,
be like, okay,
yeah,
who's
yeah,
that?
yeah. So yeah, buy players. We talked about this before the start of the season, before the start of the week. The Dallas players: Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber.
If you listen to us, then you've had a great
If you took
ad
Maxi Kleber,
6
then,
blocks.
well, if you took him before today, because I think a lot of managers took him after today's game.
Well, you should have taken him before today because we did say if you're streaming, Dallas should be number one option. And
Yep.
Dorian Finney-Smith, if you got him before
Dorian Finney-Smith should have been picked up even at the start of the
yes,
season. I mean, you shouldn't be having Dorian Finney-Smith in your, especially in a
yeah,
14-team league. He is a must-own. I mean, not really must-own, but he is a solid contributor.
solid own, yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Jalen also, I think, is a 14-team guy at the moment. He's been good. He's averaged 6 assists, 11 points, 2 3-pointers. Those are not bad numbers. And
Yep.
I don't know what's wrong with Kristaps. As I said, still out. I don't know what the leadership council is saying about this, but as long as he's out, more chances for these guys. More
Yep.
chances for these guys.
So yeah, they're the Dallas players. Lonnie Walker, we talked about him.
He started.
Without Doug McDermott, so
Yeah,
should
he's the
be
one who
there.
started. He should be picked up.
And then Damian Lee,
Yeah.
Another player who is finishing games over Jordan Poole. Although today I think he didn't shoot the ball well.
He didn't shoot the ball well, and he actually got the last shot to tie the game, but he missed it. So well, at least they trust him.
They trust him to take the shot.
Well, he's Steph Curry's brother-in-law, so I mean, maybe Steph wants him.
That had an impact
yeah.
to it. All right, so those are our feel good buy and worry players. We'll do a little because someone messaged me, a friend messaged me this morning or this afternoon, and then asked me what to do with his lineup. So I just thought of we'll do a segment here on how to fix this manager's team, and maybe we would need help from Komish to see how to fix this team. I
haven't seen it.
Okay,
I haven't seen the team.
You haven't seen the team, so I'll share my screen. All right, can you see it now?
It's small. Okay. I'll just. Okay.
So let's go through. He has James Harden, LaMelo,
Okay,
Drew Holiday, Trent, Keldon Johnson, Brandon Ingram, Jakob Poeltl, and then he has Jalen McDaniels, Darius Garland, Bruce Brown, Clint Capella, Damian Lee, Jaden McDaniels, and he has a couple of IL guys.
Okay.
It's so hard. I was trying to see where to start in fixing the team because it's so hard.
Is this a 14 or 16 or 12?
14 team league.
14 team league.
Do you want me to zoom
for
it?
one?
I'll zoom it. Or can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I think for one, he has too much guards already. James Harden, LaMelo. I think he has Drew. He has Garland. So there's too much of them. Brandon Ingram is also great in assists. Basically, he's too strong in assists and too weak in the other stats. So I'd rather I'd keep
and he's
Harden.
losing assists, by the way, this week. He says the only stat he's winning is the threes. Well, because LaMelo's not playing well. Harden is not playing well. Drew is not playing at all. So pretty much three players who he was hoping for some assists didn't really perform. And then
How's he
Garland,
winning 3-pointers? Who's shooting the 3-pointers here?
uh, Brandon Ingram has shot a lot of threes lately. Or maybe his opponent is not really the best in 3-pointers.
Yes.
Could be an all big man lineup or more big man stats there.
The problem here is like Potel and Capella are really terrible in the free throw, right?
Yep.
Having one of them pair up with Harden is okay, but if you have Capella and Potel together, then the strengths of Harden, Ingram, Garland's a good free throw shooter. I mean, you basically negating that. So I would try to sell high on Potel for maybe a big man who could shoot better free throws. That's one. Number two, I'll really try also one of the guards. Either I would say maybe Drew. No, Drew is injured. But one guard, maybe Garland or whoever, trade him for a guy who could give you more rebounds.
LaMelo.
I'd keep LaMelo because LaMelo is an important player in this build because he gives rebounds and he gives assists, right? So he gives you the stats that you need already in this build. So I'll keep LaMelo, and he's perfect with Harden. As long as, of course, he's struggling because Harden is struggling, but when Harden gets back his game, LaMelo Harden combo is really good. So actually, if Capella and Potel are not bad free throw shooters, he's gonna be okay. But they are bad, so you have to at least try to remove one of them, in my opinion. And then one of the guards, maybe trade them for either a big or a wing who could rebound better. So
if he could maybe trade Keldon,
yes, for sure.
I don't think that guy can help his team, or maybe use Ingram's good. Ingram's playing well, so I think he's one of the more tradable players here. Although
I'd rather have Tobias than Ingram in this team. For one, I think Ingram is not that needed in this team. Maybe Tobias.
Yeah.
And if Drew comes back and Pascal comes back, he's okay. Potel, maybe trade him for Horford. Maybe. That's a player I could think of. Maybe Horford, Potel for Horford. And then, I mean, I think if you have Tobias and Horford here instead of Ingram and Potel, and then Keldon, of course, if you can trade him. Then this is good because Drew will come back, Pascal will come back, and then you have a strong team already.
Yeah,
my opinion.
And I think this is another case of his players not performing really well. I mean, Harden is underperforming. Yes. LaMelo is underperforming. Drew's out. But again, still, the high-end picks, the top-tier picks are good, are nice. But the low-end picks are not too good. Like, I don't like the Keldon pick. I don't like the other players, like even the Gary Trent pick, or I think I would guess Bruce Brown was just picked up from the waiver, or Damian Lee. I mean, the supporting guys are really not good.
Bruce Brown's spot and Damian Lee's spot, actually even Jalen's spot, can be streamed. I don't know who's in the free agency, but you can't stream 3 spots. You have to
Dorian
have better
Finney-Smith
players.
is in the free agency.
Yes, I would pick Dorian Finney-Smith over any of these 3 guys.
I told him to pick up Dorian Finney-Smith.
And then just stream maybe 1 or 2 spots, because there are lots of weak players here. Brown, Lee, and Jalen McDaniels are not really supposed to be, every game kind of players for you.
And even Jaden McDaniels, I mean,
yeah,
I don't think it fits well, I guess. Oh, maybe with the blocks.
With the blocks and the steals, maybe he could help. So yeah, it's okay. I guess McDaniels is okay. He would help him in some of the categories. It's more of Lee, more of Bruce Brown. They're low end prospects. I think he has to find a better replacement for those guys.
I would say drop Lee, pick up Dorian Finney-Smith, although he's in the waivers, so I'm not sure if he's gonna get.
Who's the two players in the IL? Siakam and
Chuma.
Okiki. Oh, okay. I'd rather put Drew there in the IL and just drop Okiki.
Yeah, there's another option. I mean, you have another spot that's playing.
Yes.
Right?
Okiki is not worth it. I don't think he's gonna play over Franz Wagner when he comes back.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another dilemma of a rotation, the Magic. But yeah, hopefully that helps. And that wraps up our quickie. We'll try to do some more of those fix your lineup stuff. So hopefully that can help you guys. All right, that's it for our daily fantasy quickie. It's the weekend, so I hope you guys have a great weekend ahead. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.